Hi everyone, it's Grada here from the Purple House, and I'm bringing to you again You the Miracle FM to help you tune into your highest potential. And I have a special message this week with Christmas just around the corner. I want to talk about something that's called spiritual bypass. And spiritual bypass is something that we do when we don't want to feel our emotions. And Christmas is often an intense period of the year where emotions want to come to the surface, and we sometimes feel not as popular as other people, or it's a time that everyone is busy and hectic and we want things to be perfect, and sometimes we feel we lose control, and it brings up all sorts of emotions in our being. Emotions are fine, and there is actually no such thing as positive or negative emotions. We've been brought up to believe that there are positive emotions, and positive emotions are happiness, peace and joy, satisfaction, contentment, friendliness and so on, kindness. They make us feel positive and give us the warm fuzzies. And then there are emotions called negative emotions like anger, sadness, fear. They're the key ones, and shame and guilt, and emotions that cause us to feel pain, and that's why they're called negative emotions. But actually, I want you to consider something between now and the new year, that there is no such thing as positive and negative emotions. They're all just emotions, and we're here on the planet for a spiritual evolution, and this planet consists of the frequencies of emotion, or the vibration, you could say, of multiple emotions. And if we deny ourselves the emotion, say, of depression or anxiety and or anger or fear, the universe is going to set us up for failure and more pain. So today I want to do a short practice in a minute that helps you to go into your pain. A lot of my work is to help you and clients to step into their pain so they can release a lot of energy. So pain relief is really, should be called energy relief work. So if we're feeling say sad or angry or scared, and we deny that feeling, and we say no, that's not true, because and we do some sort of mental process around it, like Christians often say, I'll just hand it over to God or to Spirit, and then everything is fine. No, I don't need to feel that feeling. Then we set ourselves up for pain, and we pass that energy, blocked energy, on to our children and our grandchildren as well. So it's actually really, really important for you and for your offspring and for your own future if you learn to step into your pain and feel your emotions and stop creating some sort of mental process. Because emotions are not to do with, they are felt by your body. Right now, where do you feel emotions? If you if you feel pain somewhere, where do you feel it? You don't feel that in your brain. That's where the thinking process happens, and that's not where our spiritual evolution happens. So, in particular, I want to mention anger. So anger is not a bad emotion, and it's not a good emotion. It's just an emotion. Anger only becomes bad when we keep feeling it, when it keeps going, the process of anger keeps going on and on in our body. So the anger emotions are being released, and we are blocking it, and that's draining our energy massively, and we become depressed, and we get issues in our tissues. We can cause ourselves to get cancer or a heart attack or a brain bleed, or all sorts of, our relationships break down, we block our abundance, and most of all, when we don't recognize that we have anger in our body, we lose our peace. And one thing that most people long for is a deep and lasting peace in themselves. That's not depending on circumstances or how much love you have in your relationship or how much money you have in your bank. So anger, I just want to say that again, it's an emotion that God created or the source or spirit created to let us know that something in your situation isn't right and it needs to be remedied, and it gives you the energy to remedy that situation or maybe to enforce your boundaries. And of course, anger is often a secondary emotion that covers up something that's far more painful, and that is usually hurt, like a deep, deep hurt. So rather than spending time going to your original wound, because we don't know when it happened. It could have happened in this lifetime, or it could have happened in your parents' lifetime, or many lifetimes ago, or in your own past lives or previous lifetimes. It's much faster and quicker for you to tune into your body and dig up those emotions, like where do you feel your anger? Okay, I'll just focus on anger now, because anger is usually judged as a bad emotion, something that you shouldn't be feeling, especially not around Christmas time, especially not as a good Christian. But nothing could be further from the truth. So we just need to give up our judgment around our emotions and tune into them in our body. So and stop doing our mental processes. And once we do that, we release a lot of energy. So anger work is actually should be called energy release work, because the nature of anger is like a kind of an explosive energy. And if we don't feel that in our bodies will eventually explode, or something is going to give way around us. And so the best way for us to release anger is to just feel where it sits in your body and breathe into it, okay? And I also want to remind you again that you are a spirit having an emotional experience. So you are not the emotion, you are just having an experience of an emotion, okay? So this is actually really profound, and it can change your life. So just right now with me, I'm sitting in a beautiful, peaceful surrounding, by the way. And this is my favorite spot on the veranda where I used to sit when my children went to primary school, which is next door, and I used to hear the kids squealing and feel happy, and I used to enjoy my brief moments of peace here on the veranda. So today I've chosen to sit here. Actually, I'll just turn the camera around quickly so you can see how beautiful it is. Wait a second. This is my front garden. Okay. Alright. So I'll just turn back in. So I want to say something here, by the way, though. We can be sitting in the most beautiful, peaceful surrounding and not feel peaceful on the inside at all, right? So meditation, if we meditate in order to run away from our anger or sadness or fear or shame or guilt, that's not a good idea either. That's not going to help us in the long run. That's like also spiritual bypass. Everything that's bypassed is going to eventually bite us in the bum, okay? And the shortcut to energy, like lots of energy, health, peace, and abundance, is for you to go through your pain. So on the other hand, you could be sitting in a cell, in jail, in solitary confinement like Nelson Mandela, and enjoy the most profound peace and happiness. So peace and happiness is an inside job, and in order to get there, we have to go through and get in touch with our emotions. So the first thing is just close your eyes for a minute and tune into your body sensations. So your body is always going to give you a clue. Okay, so just do that with your eyes shut for a while and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now if you want to get in touch with your spirit and boost your energy, put your tongue to the roof of the mouth and keep it there. That's helping your chakras system to balance and get into harmony. And we're doing this exercise not to avoid our so-called negative emotions. You know, negative, there's no such thing. But anyway, I want you to tune into your pain in your body. Okay. So just feel what's going on for you in this moment right now. Press the tongue to the roof of your mouth, and it's easier then to tune into your spirit being. And sometimes you already start to observe your pain from a distance. So some people automatically become the observer. That's good, as long as it's not done in a form of denial, as long as it's done in a form like, what has this come to teach me? And once you've got the lesson, your body will let go of the pain. Okay, so if anything is coming up for you, just put your hand on that spot in your body where it's happening. Your body will tell you. If your body is telling you nothing, and I'll give you a clue. Just tune into your energy levels. Are you full of energy? Are you feeling vibrant and zippy and bouncing around? And feeling inspired and optimistic and confident and at peace? If that's not the case, because that's our natural state, then something is blocking it. So just feel in your body where potentially that blockage could be and put your hand there. Okay. And so once you've found the spot, let's say under your rib cage, that's usually a popular spot for us to feel anxious, just put your hand there and become aware of another layer of the stress that could be hiding there. And this is just a really simple exercise. I simply want you to breathe into your body as deep as you can go, pressing the tongue to the roof of your mouth. And let it go. And remember what I told you in earlier sessions, that our brain can only release the same chemicals, for instance, angry chemicals, for 90 seconds at a time. So if it's lasting longer than 90 seconds, you're buying into a story that you've told yourself over and over and over again. So if a story pops up right now, maybe you might feel lonely or abandoned or not valued as much, especially not at Christmas time when everybody seems to be happy and connected, and maybe you're not feeling that. Just ask yourself, is that really true? Okay, and ask yourself where you're feeling that in your body, and put your hand there. And then if the story comes up, just breathe through it and watch it go past, like a cloud or a television screen. Just change the channel on the television and feel your emotion. The trick is to feel your emotion as deeply as you can go, and then your spirit starts to evolve. On a spirit level, you'll know what to do and how to move on. Now, if you've got if you get triggered by some really extremely painful emotions, for instance, you've been abused as a child or neglected, or you've experienced some horrendous kind of trauma, or you come from a war-torn country, like as a refugee, then you're better off sitting with somebody who makes you feel safe before you do this. Okay? But mostly this is a very safe process, that you become very real about your feelings, stop judging them, just feel them in your body and let them pass after you've felt that in every cell of your body. And then once you've worked through that emotion, you invite a new happy emotion into your body once it's empty. So for instance, if anger is gone, automatically peace will arise, but you can help it along and visualize a peaceful color. Or if sadness is gone, automatically you'll feel joy. So you can maybe imagine yellow or something, whatever represents joy, and breathe that into your body. And fear, if fear has passed through your body and it's gone, usually automatically your cells will fill up with love. And I guess you can imagine the color pink for unconditional love, but that's entirely up to you. And then we're going into too much mental space again. So for this exercise, I want you to stop using your mental faculties and purely allow the cells of your body to release whatever is going on. So I believe time is nearly up, and I guess you could call this an energy release session where you get real and come clean about your emotions. So it's much more important for you to be real about what's going on in your body and feel it, and maybe even do your anger work like scream in a pillow or scream in the car, because you want to release that energy that's stuck in your body, and then you will feel happy and energized, and you become a safe person for people to be around, rather than doing a spiritual bypass where you say, no, I'm a good person, I don't feel those feelings, I'm not a bad person, I'm a good person, I don't have those feelings. I hand them straight over to the universe, I hand them straight over to spirit, I hand them straight over to my essential oils or some sort of belief system that you've bought into. That's not going to work. That's just, wearing a dirty overalls and you're putting on a sterile white jacket to cover the top, to cover it all up and pretend you're good and clean. So emotions, remember, in and of themselves, they're not good or bad. It's just the effect that they have in our body that makes them good or bad for us at different times. So I hope you enjoy this. Hi Leah, hope you're having a nice time today, nice and relaxing, and I'll see you all next week when I'll do another video for you, the miracle, to help you stay tuned to your highest potential so you can have a good life. Thanks for watching and have a good week. Stay safe. Bye.